And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, November 23rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. The sun is shining. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and we've got a wonderful Wednesday going for us. Bob McDonald is with us today to talk about Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. It's great to be with you. It's
always nice to have you.
Good to be here. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Sky's clear. It's going to be nice and warm today.
I guess banks are just traditionally closed on Thanksgiving Day.
That's right.
Friday, you're back for business.
That's right. Regular hours today, closed tomorrow, and then back at it on Friday, and of course Saturday.
But I know there's something else you want to talk about this morning.
Coleman, let's spend our time together this morning just remembering Tina Winfrey. Most of us know Tina passed away last Friday, and it was a surprise to all of us. Tina, for everyone who's met Tina, whether you've known her for a long time or for a brief period of time, you knew real quick that Tina was special. And Tina and I met in December of 1994, and we worked together for a brief period of time, but our friendship and relationship continued to grow and strengthen over years. And when we would see each other socially and around the community, and then in 2003, when we decided to start what became Cedarstone Bank, Don Moser, one of our founders and directors, told me, he said, Bob, the first person you hire has to be someone who runs the operation of the bank. He said, do you have anybody in mind? I said, yes, sir, I do. And Tina came to mind immediately, and I had plans to call Tina, but about 2 days later, I was at a Subway sandwich shop in Mount Juliet. I walk in, and there's Tina in line in front of me to order her sandwich. And I said, I've been meaning to call you, so I called her and asked her to be a part of it, and she immediately said yes, and we've been joined at the hip ever since. And Coleman, you've heard me say on your show many times, Tina, everything about the bank she touched. I mean, she had something to do with everything about the bank. I mean, whether you turn on the lights in the morning, you turn on your computer, when you make a teller transaction, when you open a checking account, when you do a loan, when we built our branches, she was in charge of that, in furniture, equipment. When you go to an ATM, Tina's got something to do with that. So she literally touches everything about the bank. And so her fingerprints are all over that institution. And the unique thing about Tina Coleman is she's brilliant. I mean, she's absolutely brilliant. She graduated valedictorian of her high school senior class. She graduated magna cum laude in college. So she's brilliant, and she also has this incredible personality, as you know. I mean, she just glows inside and out. And, there's other brilliant people in the world, and there's other people with great personalities, but I've never met anyone who has both. It's hard to have both, but she had both. And so she had all those great characteristics. She was a great colleague to all of us at the bank, very dear friend to all of us at the bank, very dear friend to Susan and me. And so we're thankful for Tina, and she'll be on our minds tomorrow as we celebrate Thanksgiving. She'll be on the top of my list of things to be thankful for.
Well, I know she meant so much to the bank. I could tell. I've had a little business relationship there with Aflac at one time, and she's the one I worked with and was just tops.
Yeah, she's incredible. Of course, Kevin, her husband, is on our mind and is in our thoughts and is in our prayers as he works through this. But we've let him know he's not alone. And but she's very special to all of us, and we love her. And but just wanted to sort of celebrate and give Thanksgiving to Tina this morning.
Yeah, and I had never met Kevin until a night recently. I think we were out at the Ag Center, and there he is with her, and I got to meet him.
Yeah.
I've known his family, but never known him.
Yeah, wonderful people, and Tina loved coming on your show, Coleman. She would enjoy so much when I would ask her to fill in for me. She would say, "Are you going on Coleman tomorrow?" And I'd say, "Yeah." And she'd say, "Well, do you mind if I go? I want to talk about something." I said, "Well, sure, Tina." So she loved coming over here. She loved you. She loved MJ. She loved Billy, and loved being a part of your family here.
Well, we're all certainly going to miss her, but we can be thankful for the what she has meant to the bank, which is a lot.
She meant a lot to the bank, but more importantly, she meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
And so we'll continue to celebrate her and think about her and be thankful for her.
All right, we're about to the end of our commercial time here, but I guess we should just mention you do have free checking. That's one of your signature things, and it's free in every sense of the word.
Tina was a part of that too, and but Coleman, nice to be with you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Helen. Look forward to seeing you next time.
You too.
Okay.
Now sit right where you are, Bob. I was expecting a call from a gentleman who's supposed to be my guest this morning, and he hasn't called, and I'm going to get on the phone right now. I have his number here, and I'm going to dial and see if things are going to work out, and I sure hope so. He's either slept late or forgotten me.
Well, you can't forget.
All right, it is ringing. I'm probably waking him up.
He's getting woken up on live radio.
Or totally forgotten me.
Uh-oh.
And well, we're going to leave you a message, Jim.
Please record your message. When finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Jim, Jewel, where are you? You're supposed to be doing an interview with me this morning. This is Coleman Walker, and I've got your book here in front of me, Steel Decks and Glass Ceilings we're going to talk about. If you hear this, give us a call, 615-449-3699. We'll still get you on this morning. All right, well, that's the best I can do. I thought we had this clear, but the best laid plans of mice and men,
Yeah.
what's that say, often go astray or something.
Well, that's tough right there, man. If he's in bed, he wakes up and gets that message. That's no good alarm clock.
He lives in San Diego, and he has written a column for the Lebanon Democrat.
Okay.
It did for several years, called the Southwest Corner,
Okay.
and mostly he talked about life in Lebanon when he lived here.
Okay.
He actually worked here at the radio station for a couple of years, I guess, in the 60s, and we got to know each other pretty well. But he made a career in the Navy, and he's written this book, which went on sale, I guess, back in August or sometime.
Okay.
I had intended to have him on in October, right after I got back from vacation. He was in Lebanon at the time,
Okay.
but I think he cut his visit a couple of days short. I was gone the whole time he was in Lebanon, so we decided, well, we're just not going to be able to do it, and you come out to the station, and we get to see each other again and that sort of thing.
Now, is he related to the other Jules here in town?
If you're talking about John Jewell
John,
in
yeah.
Watertown, no.
Okay.
His daddy was Jimmy Jewell, who was in business with Mr. Jim Horn Hankins years ago, and he was really a good mechanic. Jim's written a lot about his father, and was in the Navy in World War II. I could go on and on here, but they lived on Pennsylvania Avenue when he grew up, and he went to Castle Heights. So tell his life story here this morning. Big sports guy, and he wrote sports for the Nashville Banner at one time, and then he got a job in somewhere in New York. What's that city up on the lake? It's really cold up there. One of them places in New York. He wrote for a newspaper up there for a while, and then went back to the Navy, something like that. Anyway, that the book is called Steel Decks and Glass Ceilings, and what it's about is him being an officer on a ship, and they had women in the Navy for the first time, men and women on this ship, and the problems that it presented as part of what this is about and how you had to be extra careful and all this sort of thing. I was hoping to get to talk to him this morning. But
Have you started the book yet?
Oh yes, I've read. Well, when I read a book, I read a little here and a little there, and I rarely read one from cover to cover. And that's what I've done with this one so far. I want to read it all one of these days.
Well, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to ask you each Wednesday if you made any progress on the book. I bet it's a really good read.
Yeah. Well, he's a good writer and a very intelligent person. Well, that's enough of that. Bob, thanks for being with us. I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the time. Maybe Jim will call back.
You want me to stay here? You want to talk about?
Well, sure. Stay here. You be my guest this morning.
Well, hey, we got a big football game coming up these
we?
next couple of days. Yeah.
And now, with the change that took place last weekend and everything, Vanderbilt's only a 15.5-point underdog, I heard.
Tell you what a season they're having. And, I mean, to win back-to-back SEC games against two really great programs, Kentucky and Florida, I mean, you can't help but be happy and proud for them. I know you are. So they're having a really good. They've won. Is it 5 games now?
Yeah.
Wow.
And if they should win this one, they'd be eligible for a bowl game.
Yeah.
Not likely to happen, I guess, but you can always hope.
Well, you never know. That game. I've been going to the Tennessee Vanderbilt game most of my life, as long as I can remember. Willie would take me to those games, and they're always hard fought. And there's been a lot of great games over the years between the two. Growing up in Nashville, I thought I knew hate when you talk about Tennessee Vanderbilt. I mean, I thought I understood hate, but when our two boys went to Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Now that's hate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they play. I think they play tomorrow. The Egg Bowl. Man, Susan's brother Tom went to Mississippi State, so the three of them are always going back and forth. So it's about to get very dicey in our house.
Okay, let's take our break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And to 716, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a battery installed on most vehicles. $134.95. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Morning, plenty of THP units scattered up and down I-24 through Rutherford and Coffee County this morning as traffic volume increases, leaving Mount Juliet, Wilson County, headed towards Nashville, down I-40. Again, lots of radar already out here this morning. You're going to see more and more of that over the next 48 hours. Hey, Nash Painting Services, all of Middle Tennessee. If you want it done right, you'll call these guys. Check them out online at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you could afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Jeff Gannon, and we'll help you make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds, because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call me, State Farm agent Jeff Gannon in Lebanon or Mount Juliet today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This week at Nissan Stadium, there's been one game the Titans have had circled on their calendar as they host the Cincinnati Bengals. Titans Countdown begins at 11. Then Mike Keith and Dave McGinnis call Titans and Bengals with a kickoff set for noon.
Brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Mall Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
And thanks for joining us here on the day before Thanksgiving. Bob McDonald has not left the building. In fact, he hasn't even left his seat. He's right here with me, and we're going to let you be in the guest chair till 7:30 here this morning. I was just asking you if you, and I know you keep up with sports a little bit, and being a banker, you have to be somewhat skilled in conversation about a lot of different subjects. But sports is always a common denominator, it seems. But you played football in high school.
I did. I went to, I grew up in Donaldson, and I went to high school at Good Pasture over in Madison, and I did play high school football, and John McNeil was on my team. You know John, the athletic director and head football coach at Good Pasture, and so John and I have been friends, lifelong friends, going back to our very early days. And let me tell you, John was a great athlete. He was quarterback, defensive back on the football team. He was played point guard and forward on the basketball team. Was a leader on the baseball team. Played every position, and was an outstanding athlete. I knew he would be a coach one day because he was very bright. He understood the game. Coaches would talk to him about which play to call next. So I knew he would be coaching championship football and baseball teams one day. So
he may be as good a baseball coach as he is football.
Oh
coach.
yeah. And to think how long he's been doing it. I mean, that's such a tough business. Coaching all those kids and the parents and being involved with parents and school administration, and I mean that's a tough business. But he's passionate about the vocation. He's passionate about those kids, and he's just as fiery today as he was when he and I were in the huddle together. So I've got so much respect and love for John McNeil. I'm so happy for how well he's done, how well he's doing. I mean, he's staring down on another championship right now, Coleman.
Yep. I know we talk from time to time, and we may not want to get deeply into this, but the situation with the economy, the interest rates being raised, and all of this, and as a banker, you've got to pay a lot of attention to that and know kind of what's going and what to expect coming down the pike.
Right. We do. That's a very important part of what bankers do is keep an eye on the economy, whether it's nationally or locally. And as you and I have talked many times on these Wednesdays in the last 6 months, it's been a very unusual economic climate.
Yeah.
And we're still dealing with high inflation. There's always talk of a recession. Some say we're technically in a recession now. I don't see that just from our work. But we do see higher prices at the gas pump and in the grocery store. But employment remains good, Coleman. There's still plenty of jobs out there for folks who are looking. There's twice as many jobs open as there are people looking for a job. Mm-hmm. So that's a good sign. Wages have increased as a result of that. So I think that's what's helping the economy maintain some strength. And
let me ask you about the price of housing. That now and by the way, Helen just mentioned to me how much she had to pay for. I think she bought 1.5 dozen eggs, $5.03. I think that's what it was. But anyway, that's increased a lot. But the cost of housing, just to rent a reasonable, I guess, 2-bedroom apartment or whatever, or house or home, it's what, $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah, it's very expensive even for the smallest apartment. You're going to be paying close to $2,000 a month. And the cost of housing, if you're constructing a new home, we've seen prices increase because of the lack of supply for building materials. That's driving up the cost.
Well, is it that way all over the country, or is it mostly just
It
here?
is. It's that way all over the country. Existing home sales, prices of existing homes have increased because the demand has been more than the supply. That's driven up prices. Now, we've seen prices begin to decline in the last few months as the Federal Reserve has increased rates as much as they've had. Coleman, when you and I were together back in April, a 30-year fixed rate mortgage was about 2.85%. And now it's getting close to 7%.
Yeah.
So you can see how that has put a damper on the purchase of homes because the rates have increased so much. So we're starting to see home prices come down, which is an okay thing. You know, we want things to be moderate and to be in a price range that's sustainable. But we're beginning to see some signs that the increase in rates is working. We're starting to see.
I want to change the subject abruptly here. I was just thinking, Susan listens most of the time when you're on. Hopefully, she's still listening. But I don't think you've ever told me, how did y'all meet?
Oh, good question. We met in college, our freshman year. It was in September.
UT?
At University of Tennessee. Susan, as you know, is from the suburbs of Washington, D.C., and her parents are both from Knoxville. They both went to the University of Tennessee. His work, he was with NASA. He was a career NASA physicist, and so his career took him to NASA headquarters in Washington, and that's where she grew up. She was born in Huntsville when he worked at that space center in Huntsville. And so that's what took. She had a grandmother living there, so she wanted to get back into Knoxville, kind of get away and kind of have a change of scenery. And we met our freshman year. I was pledging a fraternity, she was pledging a sorority, and our pledge classes had a party one night, and we met there. It was love at first sight for me, at least. I don't know about her, but for me it was. We didn't start dating till the following spring. Our first date was April 9th, and I asked her out on April 9th. Our first date was April 12th.
You still remember those dates?
Remember that, and we still celebrate it. Our first date was at a Ruby Tuesdays in Knoxville, and to this day, we'll go to Ruby Tuesdays and just sit down together for a few minutes and remember. We'll be married, Coleman, to be 39. We've been married 39 years now. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Great, thank you. Proud of that. Been together 42.
Yep. Now, she has a job outside the home?
She did. She retired April of last year from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Okay. She had been in the healthcare arena for about the last 15 years. She worked at the hospital probably about 15 years ago, and then she left to go manage a medical practice here in town. She did that for about 7 or 8 years, and then she went back to the hospital, and then she retired about a year after it became Vanderbilt.
Well, speaking of retirement, I don't think you're anywhere close, although I don't know. But Cedarstone Bank has been a success, I think, in about every sense of the word. You're not the biggest bank. I don't think you want to be. I think, I'm guessing, because you've never told me this, but I think in many ways you've got it made. You're president of a smaller organization. You're involved in the communities of Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Donaldson. The bank makes money. You've got a lot of friends, and you lend money, and you got free checking and all this stuff. I don't know why you'd even want to think about retirement.
It's a wonderful, banking is a wonderful career. You know I grew up with a daddy as a banker.
Oh, yeah.
And so I enjoyed watching him and what banking is in terms of serving people, helping people, and being a part of their lives, whether it's their business life or their personal life. So I enjoyed seeing that. So that was what made me want to do it. And we are pleased with what Cedarstone has been able to accomplish since we opened in April of 2004. And every day is a blessing. I work with great people, serve great customers, and I have no intention of doing anything other than just keep doing this.
It's just, I certainly appreciate having you as an advertiser here every Wednesday. I appreciate it so much. I always get that Cedarstone Cafe cup to drink my coffee.
I know, I see that, and I always go by the cafe before I come in, and I get me a cup of coffee from the cafe, and we've been doing it since 2008.
Let me tell you what happened yesterday. Now, to me, this was sort of funny, and it certainly shows how observant Susie is. Susie James. Yesterday morning when I came in, I couldn't find any of these a little bit smaller, just white plain cups back there. So I went to where my stash of cedar stone is and used it yesterday. So when I got off at 8 o'clock, walked in where MJ is, Susie was in there. She looked at that cup. She says, "This isn't Wednesday."
Oh, I love it. That's great. I'm glad that's kind of a Wednesday tradition, and you always need to keep me informed of when your inventory is running low, so we can keep you with a good supply of those cups. Mike Mannis came up with that design.
Really? Yeah.
With that Cedar Stone Cafe design, and he was our architect for our buildings, and so we've got a sign just like that, as you know, in all three of our locations, made out of steel, and so we have fun with that.
Bob, thanks for staying with me this morning and bailing me out of a somewhat difficult situation here, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
It's always great being with you, Coleman. I consider you a very dear friend.
Thank you. Same here. That's part one of Coleman & Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. And you can write it off the lot, write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, and turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a wreck involving injuries. Got traffic tied up in Robertson County on the interstate at 65 southbound at the 98-mile marker. That's really delaying a lot of people coming down from Portland through that section of Robertson County. It's building pretty good now over here on 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area. Heavy push of traffic now right on schedule on 24 coming out of Rutherford County. Nash Painting services all in Middle Tennessee. If you want it done right, you'll call these guys. They're the pros. NashPainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonald with Cedar Stone Bank. For 17 years now, we've been serving our communities in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Donaldson. We can serve you in the way that best fits your needs. We have all the banking technology, we have beautiful buildings, but more importantly, we have great people. On behalf of our board of directors, I thank you for banking with us. If you don't currently bank with us, please come by and visit us in any of our locations. It would be our pleasure to talk with you about how simple banking is simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're getting on the road for Thanksgiving this morning, the weather won't be an issue. We will be chilly in the 30s and 40s to start the day, but heading for a high of 63 by this afternoon. Thanksgiving Day starts on a dry note with rain chances increasing at night through Friday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
Coleman & Company, welcome to part two here on a Wednesday morning. We're ready to talk about Herc Rentals, 1325 West Main in Lebanon. And we've got Jonathan Smith. Jonathan Smith, good morning to you. We welcome you again. And I guess you're getting ready for Thanksgiving, but today will probably be a busy day.
Yeah, well, we usually slow down about this time of the year during this week period. But yeah, we'll be closed tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So we hope all of our employees and, of course, our customers have a great holiday.
Well, if you're going to be closed for the rest of the week and you need anything, you better get on the ball and get over there today, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
What's the big thing going right now? These lifts, people using a lot of them?
Yeah, a lot of people are using boom lifts for putting up Christmas lights. So we've got towable units, we've got drivable. We do offer delivery. So just give us a call.
That's a good thing. So many times you've got a big piece of equipment that you don't have any way to transport, and if you get it there for them, come pick it up when they get through. There's a nominal charge for that, I understand, but that helps a lot. That's part of business, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yep. That's a big part of our business: delivery, customer service.
You mostly serve Wilson County out of this office here in Lebanon, or you get business out of adjoining counties as well?
We are starting to see more business out of adjoining counties, but we do focus mainly on Wilson County. We want to serve the community.
Well, now, you've been there for a good while. You were there before Herc came to town.
Yep, I've been there 10 years.
10 years. And been a few changes with Herc taking over, but hopefully people have become accustomed to the changes that you have made and are taking advantage of what you have to offer.
I think they are. There's not a lot changed. We're still the same, we still want the same down-home feel, like you're welcomed in our store, and we just want everybody to know we appreciate your business.
Well, you do have a wealth of rental items, and the best way to find out is to go to your website, hercrentals.com. I think just about anything that you've got is right there on the website.
Yes, sir, yep.
And then probably the price per hour, day, however.
Right, yeah, it is. All the pricing is listed. Just always give us a call to make a reservation and to find out, any further details you might want to know. Did want to bring up that we do sell propane, so that's a big mover right now. People doing Thanksgiving turkeys, and of course trying to stay warm now. So
yeah, well, especially with the colder weather we had, it's probably been a big item for you.
Oh yeah. Every time it turns off cold, we get real busy filling propane.
And what is any people need to know about that? I mean, what, you normally bring a container? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, we fill anything from like a 20-pound grill tank up to a 100-pound cylinder. So like your 100-pound cylinders for your gas logs at your home, if you can get it to our store, we can fill it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you do have propane, and it's a hot item right now.
Yeah, and we fill forklift tanks also, so.
Well, again, you're going to be closed after today until Monday.
Yep.
So everybody take note of that, because if you need anything, get it today.
Yes, sir.
You've been warned.
Right.
And I don't think we mentioned your phone number, which we always do, 615-443-RENT. That's an easy one to remember.
Yep.
443-RENT, R-E-N-T.
Yes, sir.
And that's what you do, rent all day.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Jonathan, good to see you, and hope you have a great holiday weekend, and it is going to be nice to get a couple of days off here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe 3.
A good long weekend,
yeah. Right.
I believe everybody can use it.
Yes. All right, and we will say, normally you are open Monday through Friday from 7 to 5 and Saturday
from 7 to
noon,
12. Yep.
But not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
Okay. Well, thanks again for being with us today, and have a good one.
All right, thank you, Coleman.
Okay. That of course is Johnson Smith, and again we'll mention Herc Rentals, 1325 West Main in Lebanon. Keith Ely is the area manager. Their website is hercrentals.com, and the phone number 615-443-RENT. About 23 before the hour, and we're going to be talking TN Community this morning. Debbie Lowe is with us. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. It is good to see you and a couple of gentlemen I'm not sure I have met before today, but we have Wes Wilkerson. Wes, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you with us today, and we have Dennis Mitchell. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Cole.
I've already found out you're a Cincinnati Reds fan, so we got something in common.
There we go.
Even if it did lose 100 games this year.
Right at it.
I didn't say this about you, Wes. Wilkie Outfitters on the square.
Yes, sir. We're down there on the square. Yes, sir.
And Dennis, you're with Pinnacle Bank.
Correct.
And, of course, Debbie is with F&M. Now, we've got this promotion this is, I believe, the 3rd year that we've been doing TN Community, and it's, 8 banks?
9.
9 banks that have come together and put in a little money each and have come up with these $10 certificates,
Community
coupons.
bucks.
What do we call them?
Community bucks.
Community bucks.
10 community
all right.
bucks.
But it's not too late to get that. There's a deadline coming up, but how much more time we got?
We've got today.
Oh, this is it.
This is it. We've got. Well, I take that back. We can, as long as we have the bucks, we'll be giving them out. We are down to our last little bit of bucks. It's went really well this year. We have given out more, I think, this year than we have in the past 2 years. So we're real excited about that.
But now, as I understand it, you have to go to one of these 9 banks to get them.
That is correct.
Right.
That is
and
correct.
you're nearly out. The others might be.
Some of them might be.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Now, how's it going to benefit you guys in business here? Well. Let me just say, Dennis, you're with Pinnacle Bank. You're in the same boat with Debbie here. Y'all still got a few?
I think some of our offices, I know Mount Juliet, we are out at our office in Mount Juliet. We've given all ours away, but maybe the South Cumberland office or the West Badura office may still have some bucks available.
But today was supposed to be the end of it, but if there's some left, they'll still be available. But they are going fast, and a lot of people have caught on, and it's worth $10 to you to make a little trip to the bank and get the tea in bucks. Now let's talk about Wilkie Outfitters. I'm sure you like to see somebody come in there with that $10 bucks.
Well, just from a community standpoint, this is it's great for the small businesses like myself, on the square, and most of us are running a sale on top of that sale. You can use these community bucks. That just makes it even better for the holidays coming up.
Well, tell us a little bit about your business. How long have you been there? You're on the square.
Yes, sir. We started in 2015.
Northeast corner?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we started in 2015, and where the square has come along from 2015, it's awesome. We started there, and now you can walk around the square and see a lot of new changes for sure, and we have a coffee shop to a creamy to boutiques on the square to restaurants on the square, and it's just becoming a destination for this community.
Well, it's getting a little harder to find a parking space sometimes, and with what the mayor has in mind, this land to the south of the square is going to be some additional parking here in time. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But what's great about this community, most people, will say, hey, it's kind of hard to find a parking spot, but they still walk around to all the shops because we have a lot of stuff going on.
What's some of your hot items?
Some of my hot items that you come into the square, like coming down on the square in Wilkie's, and is we sell Patagonia. That's one of our hottest item for jackets, coming up for the holiday season. But we also had the Hey Dudes, everybody has come in there, every day, looking for that. And then on running shoes are becoming really popular, from in today's world.
Well, no doubt you appreciate the banks doing what they've done for this promotion, and I guess it's benefited you now for 3 years.
Yes, sir. It's awesome, but then also what we think about from a small business standpoint, these banks are giving back to the community, and then the customers can go and and receive the bucks, and then help us out as a small business. So it's awesome.
Dennis, tell us a little bit about your banking career. You're with Pinnacle. Have you always been with Pinnacle?
I was with First Tennessee when I started in 1998. So I've been in banking for about 25 years, and came to Pinnacle a little over 11 years ago, and have been with them ever since in the Wilson County area. So
you're in the Mount Juliet office?
I am.
Yeah. How's it different from the Lebanon office?
Well, I worked in Lebanon for 5 years too. So at the West Badura office, I was born and raised in Mount Juliet, so.
Well, it's home, man.
This is home to me, and just love Wilson County, and 10 community is such a great thing. It's just it's a great shop local initiative that the chambers came together. Watertown's involved in it, Lebanon Chamber, Mount Juliet Chamber. So all 3 of those coming together with the banks and just finding a shop local initiative that's not something that's saying, hey, we're going to take a percentage of these and go to them. I mean, it's all going back to the business, and the banks are supporting that.
Yeah. Debbie, you want to add to that?
Well, we started this out 3 years ago. It seems like only yesterday, so time's really passing us by fast. When we came together as 10 Community, we really didn't know where it was going. we knew we were coming together to help the small businesses because of what they were experiencing through the pandemic. But we kind of grew that a little bit. We've done a few more things to help out our community. We've been involved in cleanup days, picking up trash on the side of the interstate. It's really interesting to see your bankers out there doing that. I think it makes them a little more approachable, and we seem more like we are part of the community. Sometimes it's hard for people to come to us because it's like they're intimidated, but there's no reason to be intimidated because we're just folks just like everyone else. And with 10 Community, we came together as competitors. We compete every day, all of us do. But once we got to 10 Community, we took the name badges off, and we're just a group of friends out there. And our goal is to help our community grow, our small businesses grow and thrive, and make Wilson County a better place to live.
Well, I don't think you're gonna. There's a lot of competition in a lot of businesses, but the banking industry is one of the more competitive ones. I don't think there's any question about that.
That's correct.
But you can put that aside and do something good for the community, which is what this is all about.
Absolutely.
Okay, time for us to take a break. We'll take a break here, and I'll reintroduce my guest when we come back here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford, the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. Is $49.95 up to 5 quarts of oil. Tax and disposal, tire rotation, safety check too. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's actually moving a little bit better than it was up in Robertson County from that crash on 65 southbound. It's going to be right near mile marker 98, just before you get into Millersville. Again, it's pretty heavy down through there for at least the next few minutes on 65 south coming in from Portland. Traffic's on the increase out here finally on 40 up through Mount Juliet coming in from Wilson County. Tons of radar down I-40 in Wilson and Smith County this morning. Expect to see a lot of radar the next 24, 48 hours. Nash Painting is Middle Tennessee's #1 residential and commercial painters. Check them out online at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hi, I'm Mark Hinesley, president of the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. What are your favorite small businesses or restaurants in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Watertown? tncommunity.com can give you local places for all of your shopping needs this season.
Hi, I'm Melanie Mentor, president and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, and I invite everyone to visit the website tncommunity.com. If you're a business in Wilson County, we want to promote you. If you're a consumer in Wilson County, we encourage you to shop, eat, and play all day, every day.
9 local banks join forces again by partnering with all 3 chambers and plan to execute the TN Community Initiative, encouraging you to shop small businesses.
Please choose which participating businesses you want to support. Check out Shop, Eat, and Play businesses in Lebanon,
Mount Juliet,
and Watertown.
Every business was a small business. Let's support our community by coming together to support our friends and neighbors. Pick up your bucks at any participating bank location. For more information regarding the TN Community Initiative, call any Chamber of Commerce in Wilson County.
When you needed portable heating, cooling, generators and remediation equipment, contractor tools, or any other equipment or solution to help you get the job done, you trusted Absolute Rental and Supply. Now that same team brings you more equipment and more solutions as Herc Rentals. From construction and industrial to HVAC and homeowner, Herc Rentals has the gear and expertise to get jobs done efficiently, effectively, and safely. Visit us today at 1325 Main Street in Lebanon or online at hercrentals.com. That's HERC Rentals.com.
Middle Tennessee's largest, longest running, and most affordable holiday tradition, the Dancing Lights of Christmas, is now open with new lights and new music so you can create some new Christmas memories. For 2.5 miles, your family will be captivated as you watch over 2 million lights dance perfectly in sync to rockin' Christmas tunes, all from inside the comfort of your own vehicle. Stop by Santa's Village for food and fun, pictures with Santa, even a helicopter ride above the lights. 5 p.m. nightly at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. More info at thedancinglightsofchristmas.com.
Hi, I'm Mayor Rick Bell.
And I'm Sarah Haston, your Economic Development Director for the City of Lebanon.
And we're asking each of you to shop Lebanon this Christmas season.
Are you ready for the hustle and bustle, Mayor?
Absolutely. 'Tis the season, and I'm ready to get everyone checked off my list by shopping Lebanon and shopping small.
Well, it's definitely important to support our Lebanon business community.
Indeed. Our Lebanon businesses are the backbone of our community, and they support us all year.
That's right. Let's show some local love at Christmas. We are asking everyone to commit to give back by shopping your local retailers here in Lebanon.
Have a Merry Christmas from all of us at the City of Lebanon.
Coleman Company, it is a Friday morning, and now our final segment here. It's not a Friday morning, it's Thursday, but it's Wednesday, but it seems like Friday because we're going to be off till Monday. A lot of people are. We have Wes Wilkerson today with Wilkie's Outfitters on the Square. We have Dennis Mitchell with Pinnacle Bank, and he works with the branch in Mount Juliet. We have Debbie Lowe here with F&M. Now, where's your office, Debbie?
We're located at 225 West Main here in Lebanon.
All right. Now, just been handed a TN Community Buck. It's got $10 on it on about each corner here. And these, it says, is good November 25th through December 4th. That you get this from the bank, from one of the 9 participating banks, and you still can where they are available. But most of them are about gone from what y'all are telling us.
Yes.
But if you can find one, it's worth $10 to you, to business. And a lot of businesses are participating, right? I don't know how
Yes, sir.
many, but a bunch.
Yes, sir.
And you are at Wilkie's Outfitters.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Were you about to say
Yeah,
something?
you can go to tencommunity.com, and it has a list of the businesses that are using it. I think it's Eat, Play, and Shop. So there's different variations of, but all the businesses are listed alphabetically. So that's why we brought Wilkie's in, because they're at the end of the alphabet. So people may miss them if they don't get there.
Well, now, you were telling me during the break that Wes here not only likes baseball, but was once a professional baseball player.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Nashville.
Nashville.
Yes, sir.
High school?
Lipscomb.
And what happened after that?
I went to Lipscomb University and got picked up by Kansas City Royals. After I graduated. So.
What position did you play?
I was an outfielder in college, and they picked me up as a pitcher in professional baseball.
Really?
Yes, sir.
You went from an outfielder to a pitcher when you got to the pros.
Yeah, they saw, hey, a good arm, and we're going to try you out as a pitcher. I was like, hey, let's go for it.
How long ago was that?
That was 2000.
But you played with Joey Votto?
Joey Votto, one of your favorite players.
Tell me about Joey.
Joey Votto was a great guy. I mean, from a clubhouse leader to I played with him when he was first coming up. It was his first year in AAA, and he was just a great guy to learn from and things like that. You already knew he was something special when he first got to AAA.
Well, I hope he's over some of his troubles. He's had surgery at the end of the season, and I hope that corrects everything, and he hits 400 this year. But
hey, he's got it in the tank for sure.
Wouldn't it be something for somebody to hit 400 again? Nobody has since Ted Williams did in 1941, I think it was.
Correct.
That'd be something.
Oh yes, and like he said, I mean he's got the ability to not say hit 400, but he'll be up there for sure if he gets everything.
Well,
straight.
are you necessarily a Reds fan?
Well, I like the Reds for sure, and it was at the time is who I was playing for. So
yeah, of course. but Dennis, you're a Reds fan.
Correct.
Okay. How long? How come?
Well, my parents lived in Cincinnati in 1972, and they went to the 72 National League Championship Series and the 1972 World Series, and kind of grew up. When I was a teenager, that's when the Reds were good still.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think the first game I went to was in 1987 in Cincinnati myself, and Eric Davis hit a home run, walk-off. So I kind of been a fan of them ever since. And, during the late 80s, the Sounds were the AAA affiliate of the Reds. And so Rob Dibble and Chris Sabo and all those guys went through there. So
Yeah. Okay. Boy. A Reds encyclopedia.
oh, yes, for sure. If you know
Debbie, you care anything about baseball?
No, not really. I'm just listening.
Tell it like
I'm a
it is.
football fan.
Well, football.
Football.
Who you like?
Well, I like the Titans, of course.
Oh, good.
And UT, got to go with UT.
go
Well,
Vandy.
Huh?
Go Vandy.
Are you a Vandy fan too?
Oh, yeah.
Man, you and I got a lot in common. Well, their chances are probably slim and none, but they've won the last two, so we'll see. That's why they play them. And it could be raining tomorrow night. I don't know whether that's somewhat of an equalizer at times, but we'll see. Well, we got about 6 minutes here. We're talking TN Community Bucks, and they're good for $10 at the participating stores. Now, where's the best place to get that list you were talking about, of the participating merchants?
It's a TENNcommunity.com, and it lists all the merchants that are participating and where you can use the bucks at.
Yeah, and if you can find any, and there are a few left, but they really are few and far between now because it's been a popular thing, and people are taking advantage of it. It takes a little while for something to catch on usually, and you expect to do more this year than you probably did the first year when it was totally new. And now that people realize they can get $10 off and support our local business, that's something we hadn't mentioned much this morning. But I know you banking people see the need, and Wes being one of those. You certainly appreciate the support that you get from the community, being a local business.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. The biggest, thing that, I tell people when they first come in is our local people support our local businesses. They really do. I know this is great, and what I like about the 10 community bucks is the banks are giving back actually to the community, and then those the community actually, they come in every day, not just for the $10, but every day of the year they're supporting our local businesses on the square for sure.
Well, picking off the square, it has changed, and even quite a bit since you opened the door there.
Yes, sir. It's from 2015 to now. It's been amazing to see the square grow in all kind of aspects, and like I said before, you could go down there and get some food. You could get coffee. You can if you like working out, there's a gym down there, and boutiques to on and on. We can talk, but in the future, just more things coming.
Well, this is not just the square, but it is a big part of
Wilson County.
Yeah, it's all Wilson County actually, including Watertown.
Yes,
they're not as big, of course, but they're participating as well in their chamber, along with Lebanon and Mount Juliet. Anything else we need to say about this? I mean, it's about to run its course, but you got through December the 4th to take advantage of this, and don't do like I do sometimes. Somebody gives me a gift certificate or something, I set it aside, and then it may have expired. I don't like to find one that's too late to use, and you don't want to do that either. If you got one of these TN Community Bucks, go shop somewhere, get you $10, and get a bargain too. What else is there to say this morning?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of great deals on Black Friday and Saturday is Small Business Saturday, and
and that's this Friday and Saturday.
Yep. So I mean, I think you can take advantage of the deals, but it's not like a percentage. You have to pay the full retail price, and you can use the $10 on that. I mean, I think Wes, you're gonna.
Yeah, no, it's a most of the for my knowledge are running a sale that coming up, and then on top of that sale you can use this 10 community bucks and for this holiday spirit coming up for sure. A lot of people can get a great deal out of this also.
Well, this is one time I wish we were on television and I could just hold this up here. This is what it looks like. It's $10. It's like having a $10 bill. But hopefully we're getting the word out here. But they are going fast. There's not many of them left. So today would be, if you want one, today would be the right time to go get it. No question. Well, Debbie, you hadn't talked too much this morning.
I know. I've been quiet this morning. These guys, I let the guys talk today.
Well, what's the future of banking look like?
You know,
we're
it's
going to have banks, aren't we?
we're going to always have some sort of financial institution, and right now the future is a little uncertain for all of us. I think we're going through some changes, especially with interest rates rising at the rate that they are. It's unlike anything we've seen in many, many years. It's slowed down. It slows down lending when those type of things happen, and rightfully so. We're just hoping that with what little Tin Community has been able to provide, I know it's not something that's grand, but we feel like the $10 bucks, just for everyone to remember that none of that $10 goes back to Tin Community.
Right.
That goes to the business.
Yeah.
So with that said, that goes there, and keeping our tax dollars in Wilson County helps everything to grow. So that's something we really
Each of the
think
9
about.
banks kicked in so many dollars.
That's correct.
And it's just what it is. It's like, how many dollars are we talking about here?
Well, this year it was $1,500 each.
It's like 9 different banks is contributing $1,500 each to our business community.
And so each bank would end up with $150 to give out.
Right.
So that's why they're
Mhm.
scarce.
So that, yes, exactly.
Okay, well, we're about out of time here, but it's really good to have all of you with us. Wes Wilkerson with Wilkins Outfitters, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Enjoyed your
Coleman.
visit. And Dennis Mitchell, Pinnacle Bank, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet
and
you.
Go Reds and go Doors. And Debbie Lowe, F&M Bank, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
And that is going to do it for a Wednesday, and until Monday, I wish you a wonderful day.